Hey loves, it's Britt, and in this video I'm talking about Venus conjunct to Uranus in the composite chart or the Davison relationship chart. So this is the chart of the relationship. It's kind of like the natal chart of the relationship itself. I've already done Venus conjunct to Uranus in synastry in a previous video. So in this video we're talking about the composite chart. So when you have this conjunction in the composite chart, this is a very exciting relationship. The relationship is very exhilarating to the senses. Usually you're going to feel attracted very quickly, maybe even, get together really quickly, like love at first sight, or like just, jump into bed together right away. If other aspects also show, a lot of sexual attraction, this can really ignite it even more and make the impulse of both people to, connect very quickly and very instantly. But it actually does create kind of like a sensual comfortability right off the bat. Like, Uranus is like the fast friends aspect. Like when we have Uranus like strongly aspected in synastry or the composite chart, it's like we just feel so like we can share anything with that person. And with Venus conjunct to Uranus, it's like we feel like sensually we can share love, we can share like we feel like we love them, even though we don't even know them. We feel like we do. And so it does tend to be like a very exciting, romantic, exhilarating bond. And you have to look at the rest of the composite chart and the synastry to see whether there's actual compatibility here or not. This one aspect just shows that, we tend to get together really quickly, feel really open, feel very comfortable, feel very attracted very instantaneously, but it doesn't necessarily show that it'll be long term. Now, I do disagree though with a lot of the books that say that like when you have a Uranus conjunction in the composite chart that like that means the relationship won't be long term. That's not how I see it. Maybe if there's like a lot of squares to Uranus, that could definitely show that, or even oppositions, but with the conjunction, like we're united in our Venus Uranus impulses. We are united as a couple because this isn't like there's one Uranus person and one Venus person. It's like we are both Venus Uranus. So as a couple, we become a Venus Uranus conjunction person. So people that have Venus Uranus in natal conjunct, they do often end up in relationships that are long term, right? Just as often as they don't. So it's you can't really just say that like one aspect will show that you're not going to be a long term relationship, but like yeah, the rest of the composite chart should also be strong, and you'd have to like study that and look at that. But this one I actually interpreted as very good. It's very rare to have that level of closeness and attraction and exhilaration. Like you won't find this often, these conjunctions in the composite chart. Like it's actually very favorable, I think, to have Venus conjunct to anything in the composite chart. Now, that might be unpopular or controversial, but Venus in the composite chart is like the combined love energy of the relationship and, what we value, how we handle like our finances. It's like, it's very nice and it feels really good to have some strong aspects to Venus, especially conjunction in the composite chart. It just feels like this relationship holds value to us. Like it's valuable, it's important, it's attractive, it's like sensually we merge well when we have a conjunction like this because it's both of us. We both feel Venus Uranus together. So yeah, I like this one. And, it can also show that because the composite chart can also show like the outside world and how the outside world sees the couple. People can see this couple as kind of unconventional, or maybe they're a bit rebellious, or, maybe they're even like entrepreneurial, like, with Venus conjunct Uranus, and Venus can represent financial things as well. Like, especially if this is connected to the second house or in the second house, like we could see this as a couple, or if this is a business partnership or a friendship where we make money together in an unconventional way. Maybe we're astrologers or something like that. And um, so that's pretty common, but there's definitely something like unusual or shocking about the relationship. And the shocking part could just be that we got together really quickly, like it was just instant and we like got married in like a month or something. Like that could be the shock. Like, or it could just be like that the personalities seem different, or there's an age gap, or there's just something eccentric about this couple, and maybe they're just both a couple of oddballs. And then, that's what happens when you find each other. It's like you found your match, right? So whatever it is, there's something unique about this relationship. There's something unconventional. Other people see it. So that's the same as with Venus, Uranus, and Synastry. There's something unusual. But with this one, it's more that they both bring to the table something shocking or unconventional. Now, you want to look at the house that this conjunction is taking place in the composite chart, and that's going to be the area of focus where this conjunction manifests. So there's likely to be a lot of creativity in that area, a lot of innovation, love, eccentricity. Like that could be where this comes out. So I feel like this aspect in the composite chart, yeah, there's just so much creativity, and I think that having an outlet for that, and you can have that outlet based on, like, look at the house that it's in. That's where you're gonna bring this energy out, and you're truly like a force of love. Like you're like the awakening force of love with this aspect in your composite chart. Now, on the downside, if there isn't other strong compatibilities, this could show that we've come together really quickly because it feels really good, and we're really attracted. But Uranus, it can be a fling. Like there is some truth in that. I don't think it's always a fling, like the books will sometimes have you believe, but it can be just a more fleeting thing where, like, maybe with this conjunction you feel a lot of pleasure together on the onset, but then if there's like harsh squares to the moon in the composite chart, you just can't sustain it. It's not like true emotional compatibility. It was just more like sensual. So you'd have to look at that. But overall, like I said, like even just like the composite chart is so important. Like when there are strong conjunctions in it, which actually I think is more rare, it where there's like something like this going on, or like there's like a vibe to a composite chart. It's kind of an intuitively read thing, but when you have something like this, like this is a relationship that is a significant changer for both people, like a life changer, and it's definitely something that's valued. It's something that feels really good, feels really pleasurable, and it's exciting, and it can even change both of your values as you know it. So like the person that you are going into this relationship and who you are after, or who you are during, like your values change, your self-worth changes, your concept of like your feminine energy can change with this aspect. And it might not always be comfortable change, but it's visible change within your Venus function when you're in this relationship. So it could just be that it changes you because this is the love of your lifetime, and it feels like that, and it's like the most exciting love you've ever had, and so that changes you as a person. That awakens something within you, like more pleasure, more sensuality, more love for life and zest for life, and more creativity as well, as shown by the Uranus energy as well. So it's definitely a very interesting, exciting relationship. Gets off the ground real quick, and it's fun. That's the thing about Venus Uranus conjunction. It's very fun, and it's very light, and you can relate to each other as friends when you have this conjunction, and that can actually be really helpful for a long-term relationship. So with this aspect, it's like you can stay friends, you can stay attracted over a long period of time because of the levels of excitement that you feel, because they're quite high. So Yeah, I'd love to know your experience of this conjunction in the composite chart. If you've had it, let me know in the comments, you guys. And thank you so much for your requests. Keep those requests coming, and we'll talk soon. Okay, bye.